We see wood in the form of table or chairs or bed or sofa set or our doors or our cupboards, the trolleys, they are all made up of wood. Fiber, talking about fiber, all are various varieties of clothes. They are made up of fibers. We have studied these fibers in lot detail in the previous chapter, that is fiber to fabric. There we have seen about the natural fibers as well as the synthetic fibers. All the varieties of clothes, whether we are talking about the clothes we wear or the clothes in the form of the curtains or the bed sheets or the sofa covers, they are all made up of fiber. Again, when we are wearing the clothes, whether it is cotton clothes or we are talking about the woolen clothes, they are all, or the synthetic fibers, they are all categorized under fibers. Next is plastic. Writing bottle, I think it is not sufficient. I think it is the most important constituent now in everyday life, and that is a cause of worry for us also. Nowadays, you must have been hearing about so many things about plastic. Plastic basically have dominated our daily use items. Talking about bottles, talking about various items ranging from chargers etc. to all the our equipments, all the electric and electronic items, plastic is used widely. In our day-to-day food items, everything is packed in polythenes or poly bags. We carry the poly bags etc. Right. All the items that we eat, they are packed in polythenes and plastic varieties. So plastic is one of the major material nowadays that is used in our daily life, right? Let us try to have an activity. In this particular table, classification is being done. It's very simple classification. Let us see whether you are able to do it or not. Normal simple observation. There are different groups given, group number 1, 2, 3, 4 etc. And there are 4 objects or items or things given in each group. For example, in this we have been given a cat, a ball and a dog and this particular variety of a toy, right? Now we have to classify them, and when we are classifying, the main thing, the main group into which we are classifying them is whether they are living or they are non-living. We can easily see that cat and dog, they are living, A and C, whereas B and D, the ball and the toy, they are non-living things. So this is first way of classifying the things. Now second, if we are talking about non-living, another example we can take. This is A, B, C, D. We are given a bench and a chair, and I think this is pomegranate and this is pineapple. Now if we are going to classify these things, how we are going to classify? Now the way of classification is different. We classify as these two, A and C, they are edible, whereas these two are non-edible. We cannot eat chair, we cannot eat this particular bench, right? Leave apart. If we are taking another example, here we are given a chair and a bench, along with this we are given a musical instrument sitar and a kettle, tea kettle. Now how we are going to classify them? Let us try to relate. When we talk about chair and the bench, they are, what they are made up of? They are made up of wood. Whereas when we talk about this sitar and the kettle, this B and this D part, they are made up of metals. So this is another way of classifying what exactly these things are made up of. Let us try to take the fourth group. This is basically dependent upon the shapes. We have given these two, the balls, this is a brush and this is basically a fountain pen, right? Or it can also be a different type of, I think, painting brush. I am not being clear with this particular figure. Still, whatever it is, when we talk about A and C, they are spherical in shape, whereas B and D are non-spherical in shape. So now in these groups we have seen the classification, the differentiation and the groups being made based on different properties. Let us try to relate these properties. In group 1 we have differentiated on the basis of living and non-living. In group 2 we have differentiated on the basis of whether they are edible or non-edible. Third group we have formed whether they are made up of wood or they are made up of metals. Fourth, depending upon their shape, whether they are spherical or they are non-spherical. So, we have taken a single feature in order to classify, right? But the classification process is very complex. It's very difficult. Why? Because the next level of classification will come when we are going to classify various groups based on more than one feature. For example, in this particular group 2, it is being given that one way of thing was edible and non-edible. Secondly, we can also relate made up of wood and not made up of wood. So, one thing is edible, non-edible. Another way of classifying the same thing is made up of. What are they are made up of? What they are exactly constituted. What exactly they are made up of. Right. Depending upon that also we could have classified them. So, there are different properties that we will be just considering in order to classify all these things. Now, what are those various properties on the basis of which we classify everything? That is what we are going to study in the chapter, right? This lecture I am just ending up here only. Please try to relate whatever you have studied in this particular topic and come back soon for the remaining topic. Fine. I hope you must have understood each and everything. Please go through it. Have a good day. Thank you so much for watching.